Hello and welcome back to Per My Last Email. I am so excited because I have a very special guest with me today, my friend Andrew Dombrowski. I really wanted to have him on the show because he has an interesting perspective. Up until about a few months ago, he had his own business, and now he's living that 9-to-5 life, working in a cubicle. So I just wanted to hear his perspective about what it's like to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to be in corporate America, and which one he likes better. Hey, Andrew.
Hey, Bria.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal now that you're here.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you. I had to give him a little warning because I'm going to be famous in a few months. So I just wanted to prepare him, tell him, get yourself together because it's about to be all over the country. So be prepared.
This is true.
Are you ready to be interviewed?
I've been waiting for this day my whole life.
Great. So tell us a little bit about you, who you are, your background, and your career trajectory.
Okay, so to start us off, I was actually born in a small town in Daphne, Alabama. So from there, I went up to Tuscaloosa, graduated from college, marketing, and before that, actually, in college, I started a business, and It was not my first business because there's a few of them that failed, and that's pretty normal. It's really rare for you to get the first time of a really good business. It's trial and error. It really is. So my first successful business, I'll spare you the details of me failing, but it was a valet trash business, and I was sitting there in my college apartment, and I was just thinking, I was like, man, what can I do to increase my income? So I was just thinking and thinking and thinking. I was beating my head against the wall, and I finally came to the realization that there is a growing need for trash pickup. And so what I did was I drew up a business plan. I went up to my apartment complex, and I thought it was just like a movie, like everything's gonna happen just like that, and I got shut down.
No.
Yes, But I was
man.
no stranger to rejection, especially my love life.
Oh.
Just kidding. No, we're gonna edit that. But no, seriously. So in life, in sales, in anything, you can't be afraid of rejection.
Right.
So I feel like as a society, we have been pampered of. We're afraid of rejection.
Right.
So we don't want any confrontation. We don't want no. And actually, no was one of the building blocks of my business.
Really?
So I learned, I went up to him, I was like, look, I know you don't want my services. What can I do to earn your business? Mm-hmm. And he was like, honestly, you don't know what you're doing. I was like, really? I said, please. I whipped out a notepad and I was like, tell me how I can improve myself. And he was really instrumental in me growing that. So, he's not the only apartment complex in town. So I went to the next one, and I dressed up, nice suit, better business plan, and a contract. And they said no.
Again?
Oh, again. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's going to be a lot of no's.
Oh, man.
So there was a lot of no's before that final yes, and honestly, that's all you need is that first yes. And as soon as you get that first yes, it's what are you going to do with that opportunity? Mm-hmm. And since I had so many no's, I think that was better for me because if that first apartment would have said yes, I probably wouldn't have taken it as seriously.
Right.
So I understood the value of that first yes. And so I was like, you're never going to regret this decision because I was tired of hearing that 2-letter word. And so I gave it my all, and then word went around town, and those same people that said no were giving me another chance.
Really? Yeah, it sounds like you had a really positive experience being an entrepreneur. Yeah. What made you transition into working in corporate America?
So, there's only so far you can go as a business owner. and you can own as many businesses as you want, but in the end, I didn't have that much resume experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been in sales before college and after college, and so I knew that I was good at that.
What did you miss about being an entrepreneur when you ended up in your corporate life?
Okay, so to answer your question, I miss the control.
Mm-hmm.
I missed being able to schedule my own time, to wear what I want to wear, and if I wanted to take a vacation, I could take a vacation.
Right.
So that was a big part for me, but that's a double-edged sword. So if I didn't get up and get after it that day, that doesn't just not affect my work performance. I can get fired. My business could go under. So,
Right.
So when you have a little more skin in the game, you tend to react more, and if you're all in, you're all in.
Right. So do you think it was more stressful being an entrepreneur versus working in a cube?
That's a great question, Bria. So I think there's two different types of stresses. I think, let's say the entrepreneurship, owning my own job, it's more of I have a huge, big weight on my shoulders, and whatever I do it that way, I can either sit there and let it crush me if I don't do anything, or how am I going to get this off my shoulders? What am I going to do? How am I going to use my time to efficiently conquer these problems and grow my business? As far as corporate America, it's more of like a Chinese torture, if you will. I'm strapped down into a board and just drops of water hitting me. It's not quick, and it's not quick and easy. It's long and painless. That's the kind of stress I'm in. So, not to paint you that morbid picture of me getting tortured.
Yeah, I kind of have I'm kind of scarred.
But as far as the day-to-day minutia, sometimes, I find it very hard for me to work as hard as I did when I owned my own job working here. And one of my colleagues says, you either burn your boats or you don't go float. And so if you're not all in, why are you here?
Right.
So I find it hard to find my passion that I had for my business as I do with working in America, or working in corporate America. So it's kind of hard for me. So if that is another stress that's kind of added on to my life, working for a 9-to-5 job.
Right. And so since you mentioned that it's like a slow and painless stress, I guess there are some benefits, day-to-day benefits that you find working in corporate America. I guess it's not as
it's not as glamorous.
It's not as glamorous, but you get a 401k.
Yeah, so that's one of the positives is working with a job. You have that structure.
Right.
So you have to sacrifice the control for the structure, and it's the safe bet. It's the safe play. And you notice society, we're like a cattle herd mentality. What everyone is doing, it's so easy to go and do that. But not all of them are as happy as they want to be.
Right.
Because some of that cattle should be working for themselves. Yeah, so
is this like Animal Farm?
Yeah. So yeah.
Cows going wild.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna try and move from these bad puns, but my inner dad is coming out.
And so since you've been on both sides, do you think that you were born to be an entrepreneur? Like, this corporate life is not my thing. I'm made to be an entrepreneur, and that's it. Is that your MO?
I think the jury's still out on that. So I have to give it my all, and I have to give it more time.
Yeah.
So, and just because one job doesn't work out for me doesn't mean I write off corporate America.
Right. That's true. That's fair.
And so I just have to give it a better chance. I love what I'm doing right now. I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah. That's the hardest part. It's just feeling like getting into your groove.
Yeah. Now, of course, this isn't my perfect job, my dream job, but there are a lot of things that I do like about that, and they are very patient with me and picking up in like the learning curve. So I'm very grateful for that.
I just feel like some people, it is the vein of their existence to work for somebody.
Yeah.
Like they wake up and just the thought of having to work for somebody else like makes their skin crawl.
Yeah, and that's how some people are. And if you're like that, trust me, find out a need and then fix it, and then find out a low cost a solution that you can do it without trying to take out a lot of loans and stuff like that to put you in a pinch, and then just give it your all. And then, you know what, if you did it and you failed, at least you can go to sleep at night and not having to worry what if.
Right.
Filled with regrets, and hey, you swung for the fences and you missed. You can either go back up to the batter's box and try again, or you can just stay in the dugout.
Right. Is that your advice to entrepreneurs? Just try it?
I think that's my advice to everybody. I think that you need to, if you're in a corporate American job right now, a 9-to-5 job right now, and you just hate it and you want to go try starting your own business, my first advice to you is don't. So basically, do not leave your job if you're not happy for it and to start your own job. Do not leave it for the power and control. Leave it because you know that it's going to work. Study, pour in so much of your time and resources, work for the competitor, study their advantages, and then start your own business. But don't just because you're having a bad day, go out and start your own business. That is a recipe for failure. And until you find that passion, and until you have all your chips in and your back's against the wall, I would recommend waiting and doing it the right way.
Yeah.
And definitely ask other people that have started their businesses or that are in the same industry, and ask them what are their biggest mistakes, what are they doing right, and if you had to go back, how would you do it differently?
So Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank you
for being a part of my channel. I think you dropped some great gems. If any of you are out there and you're looking to do entrepreneurship, or you're in the matrix between should I start my own business, should I stay at my job, I think Andrew is like, if you really want to, get prepared, study up, and try it. And if you fail, join the club.
Yeah, exactly.
But keep trying until you figure out something that you really, really, really want to do. Yeah. Would you agree?
I would wholeheartedly agree with that.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank y'all for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.